Good morning. Ooh, that's hot. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the art studio. We're going to go through everything the kids are learning, excuse me, in classes in this first week of March. And we're going to talk through some housekeeping stuff, especially that summer registration that starts this week for Studio Club members. So if you are a Studio Club member and you plan on registering this week, make sure that you watch housekeeping, because we're going to go through a few things that I think will make your experience a little bit better. Okay, I even wrote notes this week. It is the first week of March. Oh my gosh, we only have one more month of this craziness where the month doesn't start on a Monday. As soon as we get to April, everything gets fixed and all will be right with the world. But right now, I understand it is February 27th and Allison is talking about the first week of March. That's because our March classes start this week and I do videos on Monday. So I'm really talking to my kiddos who do, let's see, who are Thursday through Tuesday is the week that I'm talking about. So I know today we've got February classes wrapping up for fundamentals. We're going to have our drawing and our multimedia classes wrap up tonight and tomorrow. So we'll have all of that wrap up. So if you are in a Monday or Tuesday class this week, today, tomorrow, you're still doing February, and you can go back and you look at week 4's video for February and see what you're doing, which is basically just finishing up your projects. But we're going to move on and talk about what's happening in those March classes. So this is Thursday through Tuesday of next week. Actually, it's like Wednesday through Tuesday of next week, but we don't have regular classes that meet on Wednesdays. We do Creation Nation and makeups on Wednesdays. But anywho, so if that is confusing, if you have questions about that, let me know. But we're going to talk through March stuff. So here we go. In our preschool classes, move over for the month of March. We have no class on Tuesday because it's been a bizarro month. The schools, Park Hill, LPS, North Kansas City, they have a bizarre February schedule. And we tried to make sure that if the big kids were off of school, that we didn't have preschool classes. Because I know for those mamas who have both a preschooler and a grade schooler, that can be kind of hairy to try to figure out, how do I keep my routine with my preschooler when my big kid is home? And so if the schools were off and we could take a day off, we did. So it made for a weird schedule here. Monday is just getting their 3rd class today, but Tuesday we didn't have any off days. So there's no class on Tuesday. If you look at a calendar, it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, for preschool classes, and we'll talk about this in subsequent videos for the month of March, all the Northland schools share the same spring break week, which is great for us. And we've taken that week off for preschool, not for the grade schoolers, not for the middle schoolers, not for the high schoolers, but for the preschoolers, we've taken that week off. And we'll talk about that when we get closer to it, but just know that during that week, we don't have class. So no class, I just realized I spelled class wrong on there. No class on Tuesday, classes today, and then Thursday starts the new month. So we do have class Thursday and Friday for those preschoolers. This month's theme is out of this world. And so we're going to read books that take place in a world that isn't our world. We've got one that goes under the ocean, into the sea, the rainbow fish. We've got one that is the Lorax, this really imaginative, crazy, kooky world of Dr. Seuss. And then we have The Rock from the Sky, which I will be showing up in Liberty to read that book because it is one of my favorites. If you're not familiar with John Klassen, and you like dry humor, these are the books for you. So my eyes are tearing up thinking about it because I want to laugh so hard. So Sarah and I will die laughing in week 3 when we read The Rock from the Sky. So we're going to be reading these books, and then we're going to be making mixed media art, same as our multimedia kiddos. So we'll do a little bit of painting and a little bit of drawing and a little bit of printing and a little bit of collage, and all into one artwork. So there'll be some mixed media pieces going out. More is more this month, kind of our theme in the studio. Lots of things going on. And our artists that we're looking at are Moreau and Dali. We're both surrealists. So that goes really well with our crazy worlds that we're looking at. All right, my drawing classes, this is really easy because I don't have a lot, we're going to prep for the show, people. So if you tuned into the last couple of videos, you know that our art show is coming up at the end of April. Now, we've never done this before. We've done art shows, but we've never done this with our drawing kiddos before, where we spend a whole month working on a showcase piece. But after last year's show, you know, our multimedia kiddos, they spend 4 weeks working on a piece every month. Every month they spend 4 hours working on one piece of art. But our drawing students come and it's a very different class. They don't work on one piece. Their goal is not to finish necessarily. Their goal is to exercise and learn and stretch and grow. And while they may have some good drawings in their sketchbook, they're maybe not centered. They're maybe not to scale. They're maybe not completely finished. And we ended up in the art show last year with a lot of drawings that were just ripped out of sketchbooks. They still had the raw edges on them. And they just didn't stand up to all of those mixed media, multimedia pieces. They don't stand up next to a painting. They just don't carry that weight. And they also don't have that much time on them, right? So our drawers maybe have, if you're a 102 student, maybe an hour of work going into it. Whereas again, our multimedia pieces have 4 hours of work into them. So, so our discussion with the instructors last year was, how do we get the drawing classes the time that our multimedia classes have when it comes to creating this showcase piece? So we're going to spend the whole month of March working on a showcase piece. Now, whether they decide they're going to put it in the art show, they don't have to. That really stresses out some artists, and I totally get that. So if they're like, I don't know, and they don't want to put it in, we are just fine with that. But for them, I want them to create something that is like a pinnacle piece for them this year, that they can be really proud of. It is wide open on what they create. And so we're going to have lots of things going on in drawing class because everybody's going to be doing something different. They're going to work on communicating their idea to their instructor. Talking about art is a skill. They have to work on drafting that, and then they have to work on bringing it to life. They have all the drawing tools at their disposal. So they will get to use anything that we've used in class. So if they want to make an ink drawing piece, they can. We've got Sharpies and Microns. Miss Grace had me just buy some brand new alcohol ink markers because she's like, we need new markers for art show prep month. We have, of course, all the colored pencils, the Prismacolors. We have chalk pastels. They've done some chalk pastel work in their drawings this month. If they want to just do a pencil drawing or a graphite drawing, or they want to do charcoal, all those drawing mediums that they've gotten to use through this year, that'll be like an option for them. So they'll have to decide on what their drawing media is going to be. We're going to draw outside of our sketchbooks for the first time. So they'll actually have, you know, pieces of drawing paper to use. We've got mats for them to finish their artwork. Even if it's not going in the art show, they will finish their artwork with a mat this month. They will also have, our multimedia students do it every month, but they have a slip of paper that goes on the back of every piece of art that has the artist name, the title, the description of the piece, the artist statement, the dimensions of the piece, what you would submit to put in a show. So they'll get that and put it on the back. So I'm excited to see, because this is the first time we've done it with our drawing students. If we have students that have done both or can currently do both, we have kids that are in both classes, that'll be very familiar to them. But for our kids that have only ever done drawing, who are new to the studio, this will be new for them. And I'm excited to see what they create. So again, whether or not they put it in the show, totally up to them. But we do want to give them the opportunity to, and the class time and the instructor support to create it. So I'm excited. Hopefully I have some good things to show you next week. If they allow me, I'm gonna have to ask, because some of them will want it to be a surprise. Okay. Multimedia classes. It is the month of March, which is our mixed media month. Now that gets kind of confusing because we have multimedia classes and we're doing mixed media. And multimedia, I really think, is a word that we made up because it just means lots of media. Mixed media is one piece with different media in one piece, right? Normally we just do one medium, that's the singular. We do one medium and we switch that every month. This month, we're doing multiple media, That's the plural form of the word. And it's all going into one piece. And so for our second K1s, our second thirds, they're going to be working with 3 different mediums. They're going to work with ink, like Sharpie inks. They're going to work with oil pastels, which is really fun because we haven't had a chance to play with that with them. They did chalk pastels in September, but not oil pastels. So they do oil pastels. I don't know why it seems to think my sweatshirt is green. It's not. Oil pastels and then watercolors on top. And so 3 different things in that order. It makes a beautiful piece of art. It's a scribbled, pattern-filled piece of art, very abstract, lots of color. At the very end of the piece, it'll be like, if time allows and if the instructors feels like their class can handle it, we will get out the glitter or glitter glue or sequins or gems or all things that you can glue to it. All right, our 4th and 5th and our homeschool class are going to be making a painted paper collage. I'm looking around because I thought I had one here. Hang on, let's peek behind the curtain. Maybe. I do. All right. So this one was one of mine that I did actually with one of my private lesson students. And I chose a heart shape. They may choose a different shape, but all of the papers in the style of Henry Matisse were painted by me and then cut out and then collaged on. Now mine isn't really done because it's very minimal, which is about my style anyway. But it doesn't have anything except for the painted paper, and your child or artist might decide that that's the way they want to go. Most of our artists will choose to take it a step further. And once this collage is done, it will get more stuff on it. So it might get yarn, it might get stitching, it might get wire details, it might get gemstones or sequins or glitter. But that'll be our collage for them. They'll have to decide what their grid shape is going to be. My artist that I do the private lessons with, she chose squares, which I was like, I don't know how that's going to work, but it was really cool. Like, it almost looks like a quilt. I really liked it. So, all right. And then my 6th, 7th, my 8th through 12th, and my middle school, high schoolers are going to be doing a self-portrait project. And I love this project because it does not use drawing for the self-portrait. It uses photo. And so they will get to take selfies. We're going to put those in black and white, print them in a halftone on a transparency, and then the collage is behind their transparency. So they'll have to figure out their contrast, and because you can't put, like, if my eye is really dark and in shadow, then what I put behind that transparency needs to be light. Otherwise my eye just disappears into the paper. So we got to play with a little bit of contrast to make sure that everything shows up. But they'll work on this layering collage project on campus, which is always fun for them. All right, couple housekeeping things. Here's my Post-it. Here we go. First and foremost, our summer registration opens this Wednesday. It's the 1st of the month on Wednesday. Pay the rent, register for summer. That's how that works. So we've got summer camps, summer workshops for the teens, and then summer story times. All of those will be open. It opens at 9 a.m. and you will not get an email. We've got the big email scheduled on the 15th when it opens for everybody. But when it's just Studio Club members, there will not be an email to you guys that's like, register now. Because, I mean, there's only so much I can do. So the big email is scheduled on the 15th, but if you're a Studio Club member, you should be able to register on the 1st. So here's how this is going to work. So as of, like, I'm trying to think, probably Tuesday night, probably 9, 10 o'clock, right before I go to bed on Tuesday night, I will pull everything down off the website and we'll make it invisible. It's not really gone. It's just invisible. And that's so I can make all the changes and just do everything with one click of a button at 9 a.m. in the morning. So, and it also helps that if something's going to go wrong, I'd rather it go wrong Tuesday night than Wednesday morning. So Tuesday night late before I go to bed, I'll pull everything off and I will make it so that all of the listings, when you log in on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., they won't reappear till 9 a.m. It will say members only. So that button right now that says waitlist will change and it will say register. But underneath it will say members only. And you have to have that Studio Club membership tied to your account in order to access it. If a non-member clicks it, it'll take them to a page where they can buy a membership, which is fine, except for you can't buy our membership. Like, you had to do that in December when you registered. So anyways, so if you're a Studio Club member, you will be able to register at 9 a.m. Okay? If you log in early and you're like, they're not there, it's just because it's not 9 a.m. yet. So 9 a.m. It should be up and ready. Now, if there are technical difficulties, which I'm always really glad when technical difficulties happen when we open it up for Studio Club members, because you guys are my people. It's kind of like a soft opening with people that already love you, as opposed to waiting until, so you guys are also, if things are going to go wrong, I'd like them to go wrong with you. But we have had years where like the whole site crashes, which is really fun for me. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but you know, if it does, nobody panic. The nice thing about our registration system is it is separate from my website. It's embedded on it, it's linked to it, but it is separate from it. So all those summer registration links, they exist if the website goes down. It's just a matter of where to host them and how to get them to you. Okay, so if that were to happen, everybody just take a deep breath and check social media, because that's the fastest way for me to get information out for the links, because that's how I can then put out the links for everybody if the website were to crash. It won't though. It won't. All right. Couple other notes. Ready? There is no camp discount for Studio Club. So part of being a Studio Club member is that you get discounts. You get discounts on spring break camp. You get discounts on winter break camp. You get discounts on the Easter egg decorating thing and the Mother's Day thing, right? Any of our like holiday classes, you get discounts on, but you don't get discounts on the summer camps. So that 25% discount code only works on camps before Memorial Day, basically. And once we get to summer, it doesn't work. There is, however, an early bird discount. So throughout the month of March, whole month of March, we have a discount code that you can use. It's not automatic. You have to put a code in. For early birds, there's one for the camps, there's one for the workshops, and there's one for the story times. They're all different. And you can use those. I think the camp one is $50 off for sure. And there's no limit on that. So you can use it for, if you sign up for 3 camps, you can use it for all 3 camps. Okay. You sign up 2 kids for 2 camps, you can use it for all 4 of those registrations. Okay. So those early bird discount codes are, the best way to find them is going to be on social media. We posted them to Facebook. We posted them to Instagram. Actually, there's a highlight on our Instagram page, you know where the highlights are, the little circle things. If you click on that and go to the last day of the sneak peek, they were posted there. If you signed up for the sneak peek emails, you got it in your inbox, so you could check your inbox. And if last resort you still can't find them, you can email me. All right. And then I will say, so for Studio Club people, you can only sign up for Studio Club students. So if you've got a 7-year-old who takes weekly classes and she's a Studio Club member, and then you have a 5-year-old who doesn't take weekly classes and is not a Studio Club member, you can sign up the 7-year-old but not the 5-year-old. You'll have to wait till the 15th to sign up the 5-year-old. Okay. So that's how that works. Last year we had a few people that signed up like their 7-year-old twice and then transferred it. This year we're not going to do that. So if I see a duplicate registration, I'm going to follow up with you about that. And then I'm probably just going to cancel it and refund it. So just so you know, don't do that. I will say, make sure that you review our cancellation policy, okay? Because it is a lot of money, right? It's a big investment to sign up for summer camps, and I understand that. I feel like we have a pretty generous cancellation policy, and it is all listed out on the website. Basically, if there's no cancellations, but we can transfer. So we just have to find somebody else to take your spot. And in the past, that's not usually a problem. Okay. And then the last is, if you have a 4-year-old, I've had a couple of conversations with parents and they're like, wow, the camp start at 4. Yes, they do. And not every 4-year-old can handle it. So here's what I'll say, like, it is 28 hours of camp. We get here at 9, we leave at 4 for 4 days. And some 4-year-olds are like, this is awesome, and they're here for it. And some 4-year-olds are like, no, I don't want to be away from mom. I don't want to be this, you know, like they're tired, they're cranky, they're exhausted, they can't do it. Like they wind up not wanting to come to camp. Like, you know your kid best, okay? And I would say if you're on the fence and you're like, I don't know if they can handle it, then take that as a sign and don't sign them up this year. That's what I would say. Because I want the kids that come to the studio to just absolutely love it. So if you've got a 4-year-old and you're like, I want to sign them up and I want them to experience it, but maybe we only come half the day, we can do that. We had some young ones last year that came just for the morning and then left, you know, because it was just too much. And that's okay. Your pricing doesn't change, but if it's worth it to you, that's fine with me. So if you want to talk to me about it some more, I'm happy to, but I just know that I understand that not every 4-year-old is ready for that. We make it at 4 because some are. Not every 5-year-old is. It's okay. Or 6-year-old. Yeah, that's okay. All right. And then the last thing, and then I'm going to move on to the next housekeeping thing, is there is a live video scheduled tomorrow at noon. And we're going to talk more about what camps look like and what do we do in camps and what's the outline of camps and how do we split the room and all the things summer. We'll talk in detail about the cancellation policy and all the stuff. Okay. So if you want to tune in for that, I'm going to go live on YouTube. I'm going to take questions either in the chat on Facebook, the chat on YouTube, or I've also got a Google form where you can submit questions ahead of time. All the things. And then afterwards, it'll take me a little while, but I will rip that video somehow off of Drive, maybe, I'm not sure. And then upload it again so that it's somewhere with captions and timestamps and all the things. I might just embed it in the web page. That would work. All right, let's talk about something else. Yeah. Oh, wait, there it is. Join me tomorrow. All right. And then the last housekeeping note I've got, summer junior staff application process begins April 1st. We've had lots of people interested and I can't wait, guys. We love our teen staff. I love that we have something for those Orange Easel kids when they age out of summer camps, but not really. Like, you guys, I like doing the projects and I'm a grown adult. So you never really age out of any of the art here, but you might age out of hanging with the young ones. And I get that. So this gives them a role in camp where they feel like they've got a job and that they fit in, and they're not being lumped and grouped with those little people. So we're excited to have our junior staffers come back. If you are a current volunteer, so you're currently on junior staff or you were on junior staff last year and you want to do it again this year, you do not have to reapply, but there is a form you have to fill out to let me know that you do want to do it and to let me know your availability. So we'll get to that. It will be a whirlwind starting April 1st, going till April 15th is our application process. There are 4 days of interviews, and then we're ready to roll. We write the schedule, we work on summer training, all the things. So I think that's it, everybody. If you have any questions about March, about summer, about who knows, you just let me know, and I am happy to answer them for you. I'm here at the Liberty Studio all this week. Next week, I might have jury duty, which I'm kind of excited about, and I really hope happens. And if that's the case, then the weekly video will happen on Sunday, not on Monday. So fingers crossed. All right. See you guys later.